The Ford F-150 Raptor is an outrageous vehicle. With its big V6, specialist off-road suspension and wide stance, it's a truck like almost nothing else on or off the road. Now though, Ford has gone even further with this, the totally wild Raptor R. A direct response to a certain new release from Ram, the Raptor R turns things up to 11. Ford describes it as the fastest, most powerful, most extreme high-performance off-road desert Raptor yet. So how have they done it? Well, for starters, gone is the 3.5 litre V6. In its place, it's a magnificent supercharged 5.2 litre V8, the same one you get in the Shelby GT500. It produces a whopping 700 horsepower and 640 pounds-feet of torque. Every inch of the engine has been breathed on by Ford performance engineers, with everything from the air filter to the oil pan receiving some attention. The new exhaust has a built-in valve system that opens and closes depending on your drive mode, allowing for a relatively quiet startup, ensuring your neighbours don't get too angry with you. Head out into the dunes though, and you can really let the monster breathe in Baja mode. The gearbox has been beefed up and recalibrated to handle the punishment of bumps and jumps, while the chassis is now even more impressive, with 24-inch springs and Fox shocks that have been specially tuned for the R. It gets a new, more durable front axle, which not only handles the increased torque, but can stand up to even tougher punishment than the regular Raptors. The wheels are shod in 37-inch beadlock BF Goodrich all-terrain tyres, or as Ford calls them, toothy land eaters, very much in keeping with the truck's prehistoric branding. In fact, just about everything has been strengthened, lightened, reinforced or retuned to make this better than the regular Raptor. With an extra 250 horsepower versus the standard car, all the performance figures are predictably impressive, but it's the 0 to 60 figure that really stands out. This enormous hunk of Detroit steel hits the mark in under 4 seconds, beating the truck's only real rival, the formidable Ram 1500 TRX.
And it's the Ram that inspired Ford to build the R in the first place. After all, this enormous TRX is the truck that beat the standard Raptor. Under the bonnet sits the king of all V8s, the soon-to-be-retired Hellcat. More commonly found in Dodge's Charger and Challenger muscle cars, it matches the Ford with 700 horsepower, narrowly beaten by the Raptor's staggering acceleration. In fact, on paper, these trucks seem perfectly matched, apart from in one key area: the cost. While the Ford tips the price list scales at $109,000, the Ram seems to be a bit of a bargain at $84,000. And it still gets all the off-road cred. The 35-inch tyres may add 8 inches to the truck's overall width, but they're built for the trails. Like the Raptor, it also has a beefed-up chassis to cope with some serious off-road punishment as you take on some of Baja's biggest dunes. The suspension has been revised both at the front and at the back with a specially developed set of Bilstein remote reservoir dampers. That fabulous engine has also been modified to adapt it to off-road driving. The airbox has been moved to the top of the engine to get cleaner air during high-speed desert driving, while the oil pan has been toughened up and the alternator moved higher up to increase the wading depth to 32 inches. Like the Ford, the Ram has a host of different driving modes to suit any environment you might find yourself in. The Baja mode has been specifically calibrated to work in Mexico's sandy peninsula, famous for its off-road racing and car-destroying terrain.
There really is very little with which to separate these two super trucks. They're both totally ridiculous and ultimately pointless. They're antisocial, abrasive and terribly uncouth. But in a world of electric crossovers and downsized eco-boxes, we're secretly very glad that cars like this are still being built.